Hi guys, so this video is all about Inktober. It is October, so Inktober is around. It's been happening. I haven't really been posting any Inktobers to my channel. I've mostly been doing it on my Instagram. That's because I haven't had the time to actually post any Inktobers. So this video in particular is very interesting because it's not just one piece of artwork, it is 5 pieces of artwork, and the pieces of artwork that you are seeing are from day 1, day 8, day 15, day 22 and day 29. And the reason why I decided to do it like this is so that it would be a lot easier to see, and because I only really had the time to actually film while I was streaming, so that is why. So the first image was based on the theme of fast, and I decided to draw my twins, Reese and Rocco. Now there is a sequel to this picture where another theme pops up and it says slow, and you'll see that in next week's video. Next week's video is going to be a sketchbook update. I know you guys really like my sketchbook updates, so I'll try and make it long, because there's 31 images, like full illustrations to get through, because that is something I also challenged myself to do. I wanted to do full illustrations and not just little doodles. I just wanted full pages, because last year the pages that were my favourite were all full-fledged illustrations that filled up the page. They just felt complete and everything just seemed right about them. So what I decided to do was I decided to take that approach. My OCs, following the official themes, full-fledged illustrations. So yeah. A lot of challenges in this Inktober, and I thought that it came out really, really cool. So we're going on to the next theme. This is day 8, and day 8 is actually rock. I decided to draw my OC Ruby. She is a secondary OC, she's not one of the main ones. So some people might not know who she is, but she is a pop star. She's that kind of homage to my old OCs. All my old OCs, for those who don't know, used to be very musical based. So when I was designing Ruby, I really wanted her to personify my old cringiness when I was like 13 and had all these random OCs that just did music. Trust me, it was a cringy thing, but I have Ruby, my OC. So in all of these, I actually challenged myself to put the number and the word of the theme. So the number of the day and the word of the theme in there as well. So those are 2 challenges I forgot to mention in the list that I just said. But can you see the number 1? Obviously the number 1 is probably going to be very, very obvious. Most of the numbers are very obvious to see, whereas some are very subtle, and I feel like 8 is really, really obvious, but it's also, I've been told, it's clever. It's very subtly put in, but it's also obvious at the same time. Kind of reminds me of another piece I did, not of Inktober, but like another illustration altogether. It was the Nicholas painting that I did in watercolour. I actually decided to use my new sepia ink, and I completely messed it up. I went a bit crazy with some sepia ink, and I also got new sepia liners as well. They are the graphic ones that you can see in the black crazy case on the right hand side. So yes, I'm really enjoying using sepia markers. Now you can't quite see it at the moment because it's a little bit bright, because the browns, they kind of offset the white quite a lot, so the browns really had trouble with the whole lighting thing, and that's the one thing I really don't like. But the theme for this one was actually relax, and I decided to draw Bethany. Most people complain that I don't draw my OC Bethany enough, so for all of you who want me to draw Bethany, I've actually drawn her quite a few times this month. I'm just gonna leave that statement there. And I don't really draw her as much because she's the oldest, and she's also the one that is very specific. Sorry, I can't speak. Blah, blah. But yes, I thought relax would go very well with my new sepia ink, and that is exactly why I wanted to use it for. It looks really good. That's what I want to say. So the sepia ink, I actually got, it's Winsor & Newton calligraphy ink because I'm cheap, and I decided to get calligraphy ink just to try it out, see how it would work as a drawing ink. And to be honest, I don't know if there's a difference. Please, if anybody knows if there's a difference between calligraphy ink and drawing ink, please tell me. It would be lovely to know. So, also the black ink that you've been seeing me using in the backgrounds of the images, so on day 8, and also around the words of day 1, that is Jackson's drawing Indian ink. I think that's what it's called. This is day 22. I decided to go with Melissa for this one because the theme was little. And for anyone who knows my OCs, Melissa is my tiniest little OC. She is the youngest, she's also the shortest. So I decided to draw her, and I did not know how I wanted to lay this one out. So on the stream that this one was done on, I actually asked in the chat what I should do with Melissa for this one, and Sammy Draws Stuff actually suggested that I do kittens, and it's perfect because Melissa is a real cat lady. So yes, I decided with that. I would have actually done 22 cats, but I really didn't want to, so I stopped with 7. There is actually 7, there's not 6, because there's 2 cats on the inside of her pocket, if you can actually see. One's just got its butt poking out. It's not a long cat, it's basically 2 cats. One's poking its head out and the other one's poking its butt out. So, yes. And people have been asking me about the ink that I'm using, and I'm using Koh-i-Noor Annie Linky Brilliant Watercolours. Now, they do not have the consistency of regular watercolours, they really don't. They're more like inks put into palette form, and I don't know how they do it, but it's amazing. It's completely magic the way that these are actually put into palettes, and they've got the consistency of inks. And for those who think that using colour in Inktober is like forbidden, that's wrong, okay? What about coloured inks? I'm using coloured inks right here. Yes, they're water activated, but I'm still permitting the rules. I'm sorry, my brain's just gone completely flat with what it wants to say, but you know, it's not forbidden to use colours. It really isn't. There is so many people who use colours during Inktober, and The rules by Jake Parker are that you do an ink illustration. That is it. It doesn't say that you can't use colour. It really doesn't. So where people got the idea from, I'll never know. So, day 29 is actually the theme of surprise. I really wanted to do something like a sweet surprise, like somebody is surprising somebody else. So I decided to go with my OC Ruby with her love interest Vadim. Vadim belongs to Tati 1907. He can also be known as Vadia, but Vadim is like his English, properly pronounced English name. Vadia, the name, is more personal apparently. So in this one I had to draw a lot of hands, and I do know I have messed up Ruby's hand. I messed up Ruby's hand during the inking stage. Vadim's hands I kind of messed up, but not as badly. To be honest, all the hands look pretty bad, but on a scale of all those hands, I think Ruby's is probably the one that turned out the worst. And halfway through the stream when I was actually doing it, because I actually streamed this on the 29th, I think Dana, one of my viewers, was just like, Vadim's arm looks broken, so I had to fix it during the inking stage. I was like, yes, let's fix what mistakes I've made. This commentary is literally like last minute, because I'm filming the 29th commentary a bit later than the rest of them. So yes, Copic marker. I decided to use Copic marker, and in the background I actually used an ink wash, and how I made that was I had one of my aquash brushes, no, water brushes, not an aquash brush, because I've been trying to try out different brands of water brushes, and I came across this really cheap brand called Mudder on Amazon, and they offered six water brushes for a really cheap price. Like, I think it was $8.99 for 6 of them, whereas it's that price for only 3 of the Pentel ones. So it's so much more value for money, and you can actually fit a lot more ink in there, and the flow is a lot nicer, and I really like it like that. So now you can see me filling in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next week will be the full sketchbook reveal of this in a sketchbook update. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye guys. Also, I finally got the new ending annotations, I think. I still have to test them out, so my end card might be a bit weird for a while.